Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I want to show you an alternative to Excel, and I want you to make the decision whether or not there's enough value in here for you to maybe stop using Excel for some of the data dumps and things that you're tracking, and consider using some more modern tools like Airtable. Airtable is one of many applications that I consult people on, as well as Dynamics 365, Power Apps. We are looking also at Coda. We also deal with ClickUp. Anyway, there's a plethora of options and opportunities out there. And, if you want to stick with Excel, we've got some ways that we can help you automate that as well. So, with that being said, in this Airtable example, what I want to show you is how to take Airtable and Google Calendars and Zapier and Zoom and bring them all together. And so what we're doing here is something with automation. I want you to keep an eye on this status column. It says entry only. And I have this tick box that says make it happen. Well, I also have some automations behind the scenes that control this column field, but I also have a big automation that's sitting behind this little tick box. It seems innocent, but that little tick box is all I have to do to set a whole snowball of things in motion. So let's look at some of these at a very high level, because I don't want this video to be too long. I've got a automation that when I create and click that button that I just showed you a few moments ago, let me slide it over here, make it happen it's called, right? It will fire off this G calendar. And what that does is it takes the entry that I've created here with the start and stop time, and it creates a Google Calendar entry. And then the Zapier picks up and augments the automation even further, because it takes when there's a new calendar that has a new calendar entry that has gone ahead and got created, whether it was manual or automated, it will go ahead and then schedule out a Zoom meeting for me at the specified time that I put in the Airtable database way back many steps ago. And then it's going to take all of that information and it's going to send an email to the person that I want to have a Zoom meeting with, sending them the link as well as the meeting ID, and it will create inside of my Zoom. Right now, all I have is my personal ID. It would be the similar as me going into here and scheduling a meeting. So all of this is going to happen with the single click of a button. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window. I'm going to quickly fire this off. And now what's going to happen is this column is going to get updated. And we're going to come over here and I'm going to watch the calendar. It takes about a minute for that to happen. And so that it was probably about 15, maybe 20 seconds. So now you see my meeting has shown up, right? So that's great. I've got this meeting that's there. And if I go back over to my Airtable, notice that the automation ran status. That also changed as well. So now we're just going to kind of sit back and wait. And we're going to watch this. I'm going to go into the task history. I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's let's see, it's 2:32 p.m. right now. So this can take about a minute or two for it to kick off. It's not a real-time event that happens. There is a scheduling that happens about a minute or two. Every minute or two it goes off and schedules this. So it does take a couple seconds for it to click together. But within 5 minutes or less, definitely, all of this automation will happen. So let's continue to watch this. All right, so I don't want to have paint dry. I'm going to pause the video right here. It is 2:33 on my screen. I'll come back just as soon as this is created. Okay, guys, I did the refresh here, and I see that this fired off at 2:34. And if I come over to my Zoom, I now have a meeting with myself. And the time is from 11 to 12. This is the same information that I put in here, a meeting with myself. So within about a minute to 2 minutes, all of this automation fired off because I created this. And all I did was click this button at the end, or the tick box that's updated my status, updated my Google Calendar, and then went ahead and automatically ran a task that created the meeting in Zoom. And if I look at my email, I'm going to have two emails that I should be getting in here from myself. Okay, so there's the first one. That is the calendar invite that came through, and that will block the time. And then I do have a separate meeting or a separate email actually that came out with the meeting link, and it says the password for the meeting is "let me in." And so that's that, right? Something else that I wanted to share with you guys is that a lot of times setting this up for the first time can be a little daunting, and that's really kind of the purpose of what we do. We help get you unstuck from your business. Things like this, the click of a button, setting all of these things in motion can really free up your staff to do other things, as well as help you keep information organized. So let's go back to Airtable. I want to show you this Kanban status. Notice that this is the task that I created. So let's just say I was done holding the meeting on Friday afternoon. I can take this and just move it over. And if I come back over here into the grid view, now my status update. So Airtable is great because you can take data in a grid view and you can create things like if you use Trello or know what it is, it's a Kanban type of style board, and you can move stuff through the different statuses as well. That there's a calendar view. If you come down here, you see there's a form view. Think of a database that you can create to track information, but you can send users access and information to the form, and you can create this form based on the data and the tables that you have, right? So here's the form with all of the information and the notes, right? So this is all neat. Imagine sending this out to somebody to fill in the data. Let them do the data entry for you, and then you just have to come in and click the little button or whatever it is that you want to automate. So I wanted to give you something to think about how can your life be made easier if you had a magic button. So if you got and want a magic button, or you got one that's broken and you need some help with it, give me a call. I'd love to help you guys out with it. That's it for this video. Have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.